Well, a very good evening to you and many thanks for joining us. This is the Spotlight here on Lookuptv on the 3rd of June 2024, a day that President William Ruto officially landed in Seoul, South Korea for the Africa-Korea Summit, as well as hold bilateral talks with the President of the Republic of South Korea. Now, let's just first of all have a look at what's making headlines tonight.
Tonight on the Spotlight, President William Ruto joins various African heads of state in Seoul, South Korea for the Korea-African Summit. NITA Director General Stephen Ogenga arraigned in court over embezzling of 4.8 million shillings. And on Your Opinion Matters tonight, we ask your view on the current state of politics in the country, with the president and deputy president at loggerheads over regional politics.
Welcome to the program. Ian Keitani is my name. Our sign language interpreter is Philister Adindo. Now remember, you can watch this bulletin live on our Facebook and YouTube pages at Lookuptv. Now, President William Ruto, among other dignitaries, have arrived in Seoul, South Korea for the Korea-Africa Summit 2024. The summit seeks to establish robust ties between South Korea and Africa, capitalizing on their respective strengths to promote mutual development, address global issues, and strengthen unity for peace and security. President Ruto will engage on a one-on-one discussions with President Yoon Suk Yeol, focusing on enhancing areas of collaboration.
This is your second time to visit Korea. You're right.
Hello, how are you? How are you? Very good. Hello, how are you guys? Very good. Habari?
The Kenya Human Rights Commission has raised concerns about the government's proposed relocation of families impacted by the tragedy at the Mai Mahiu Dam. Now, in a statement advocating for transparency, the Commission has criticized the government for purportedly compelling families to vacate two camps and move into rented accommodations without providing a sustainable and long-lasting solution. Martin Masharia tells us more.
Following the aftermath of the devastating floods that left families in Mai Mahiu homeless, the Kenya Human Rights Commission has raised the red flag over the planned resettlement of families affected by the tragedy. While calling for transparency, the Commission has accused the government of forcing out the families from two camps into rented houses without offering a long-lasting solution.
Quite a number of them have been told to leave the camps to go and rent facilities for a period of 3 months, with the hope that ultimately they will be resettled. But as you could get from most of the victims, is that there's a lot of uncertainty and lack of clarity, because once they have left the camp, there's no clear information framework on what actually is happening, and now they feel that they have been left with their elements, not knowing what to do.
The government recently closed the last two camps that had been providing temporary shelter to the affected families, offering them a 3-month rent for alternative accommodation. However, some victims have reportedly rejected this move, raising concerns over the lack of a sustainable solution.
Kutoka siku hiyo hakuna kitu tumepata. Ng'ombe zilienda, mbuzi, kuku, mpaka nyumba moja imeenda, ingine moja yenye imebaki iko na crack, na kutoka siku hiyo hakuna kitu tusanye tumepata kwa serikali. Sasa ile sisi tuliambiwa sisi hatukuguzwa sana.
Hatujui mwelekeo kwa sababu president alikuja na akasema atatoa 300 million. Sasa hiyo 300 million watu tulikuwa tunangoja kwamba tukitoka pale mtu atakuwa amepelekwa kwake. Sasa our concern is baada hiyo muda imekodeshwa, mtu amekodelewa miezi 3, ikiisha tutafanya nini? Kwa hivyo tunaomba serikali, kwa maana hii mtangazo wa serikali kuu, waone vile wanaweza kufanya nini kutusaidia ama kusaidia watu.
HRC's Deputy Executive Director Cornelius Oduor expressed uncertainty surrounding the resettlement exercise, with fears that the government may not fulfill its obligations to the displaced families. The commission is, however, urging authorities to prioritize well-being of the affected families and ensure that their rights are protected throughout the resettlement process.
So what we are calling for government to do is to have a clear resettlement plan and give proper information that can give these victims some level of certainty as to when and how they will be compensated.
Martin Masharia, Lookuptv.
To the corridors of justice now, the KANU party has expressed dissatisfaction with the High Court's decision regarding the land where the Kenyatta International Convention Center stands, purportedly owned by the government. As Stephanie Gugu now files, the party has vowed to appeal the ruling made today.
In a statement in newsroom, KANU has expressed its dissatisfaction with the ruling of the court regarding the piece of land that hosts the Kenya International Convention Center, noting that the ruling was not fair. On Monday, the High Court ruled that the KICC land belongs to the government. Justice Jacqueline Mugeni said KANU illegally and unlawfully acquired the land. However, in a statement, KANU said they were disappointed by the judgment delivered. KANU said that its legal team has been instructed to file a notice of appeal with immediate effect. The statement read in part, and I quote, "While we respect and appreciate the independence of the judiciary as an arbiter in this matter, we wish to clearly state that we are in total disagreement with the judgment granting the ownership of the land to the Ministry of Tourism." The party, through the statement signed by its Director of Communication Manasseh Nyainda, said it has instructed its lawyers to appeal the ruling made today. Justice Jacqueline Mugeni revoked the title issued in the name of KANU and issued a declaration that the Ministry of Tourism is the lawful owner of the land. The judge questioned how the late President Daniel Arap Moi was allocated the land not surveyed and allotted for public use. She observed that KANU did not, in evidence, present the procedure of how public land was alienated and not allocated to the chairman of a political party. Elsewhere, National Industrial Training Authority Director General Stephen Ogenga was on Monday arraigned before Milimani Law Court and charged with improperly awarding a 4.8 million tender for the supply and repair of training machines. Ogenga pleaded not guilty and was granted a cash bail of 1 million shillings. Ogenga was charged alongside former NITA boss Paul Kipsang, who did not plead to the charges as he was not present in court. Kipsang, through his lawyers, applied to defer his plea, saying he was sick at home. He requested to appear in court on Wednesday, May 5th, 2024. Two other suspects and a company were separately charged with 2 counts related to the alleged offense. This case will be mentioned on June 19th. Stephanie Gugu, Lookuptv.
Now, following the recent spat between President William Ruto and his deputy Rigathi Gachagua, with the president calling on Kenyans to shun tribal and regional politics, the deputy president has deferred that particular directive, stating that he will fight for the unity of the Mount Kenya region. Now, tonight, Ebi Kadenyi was on the streets just to know what Kenyans make of the current political situation in the country.
Despite President William Ruto calling on to leaders to avoid tribal and regional politics, the DP has continued to defy this order, saying that he will continue to champion for the unity of the Mount Kenya region through the one man, one shilling, one vote mantra. Today, in Your Opinion Matters, we ask you, what is your take on the president's concerns on tribal politics?
Hii ni kama siasa ya ukabila. Juu saa hii hata wale wamechaguliwa kwa serikali ni kama ni kabila mbili. Hakuna ukweli kwa mahali. Kabila ni mbili yenye wanachukua kiti, na sisi tumezoea wao wanachukua kiti na wakaa maana ya ukabila. Hata afadhali Uhuru alikuwa at least anachukua pande nyingine na pande nyingine. Hii maisha si imetulemea.
Pata tuseme for example, ukiangalia hii side ya serikali, unapata kabila fulani wako wengi, wengine hawako, kidogo wametengwa kidogo. Utapata umeenda for example, umeenda kufanya interview mahali, na ukienda pale badala uangaliwa ile vile mambo iko, wao wenyewe wanaangalia ukabila.
Ninaweza sema shida tunakuwa nao kwa mwananchi ni viongozi, lakini ukipata sahihi mtu ameumia pale, watu wanafika karibu kumsaidia ni sisi. Wacha hata ile polisi wanatufukuzanga, lakini sisi tuna umoja. Juu ule mwenzako unajichukulia jukumu kama ni wewe. Mwananchi hatunanga ukabila, lakini tukiongeza mambo ya viongozi, ukabila inapatikananga hapo.
Kabila inaniajiri, maana hata wakati ninaenda mahali kwa kazi ninabakuliwa, siwezi kuchukuliwa kwa kazi kama mimi ni kabila ya kabila ingine mbali na ule ambaye anasimamia hiyo kazi.
Sasa ni kama kiwango cha ukabila ni 99% kulingana na wakati wa nyuma, sababu saa hii kama una mtu wako mahali huwezi saidika, lazima uwe na mtu wa kabila yako mahali ndio uweze kusaidika.
With this being some of the opinions from Kenyans concerning politics, many of them have called onto the government to put in directive measures to put an end to this matter. Ebi Kadenyi, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
Now, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has urged Kenyans to have confidence in President William Ruto's administration in improving the economy. Speaking at his official residence in Karen, Gachagua noted that they are recognizing the government's efforts and dedications to foster stronger collaborations with other development partners. Well, on that note, we just take a brief breather. I'll be back with more items on the other side of this break. Don't go away.
If you want to have a proper outlook of the economy, then you have to speak to the wheels and gears of the integral businesses in the country.
And I want to be able to make the youths and everybody coming up in Kenya know that this is here locally.
Men and women in the thick of the bust of markets rising and falling, fighting to make their business decisions stick.
I've always lived in my career that I can never be late.
You need to train by yourself. You need to practice by yourself. Then from there you can compose yourself and give kind of services like this.
On season 2 of the Captain's Arena, we seek the inside of the minds, predict the shift in the markets, get inspiration to start and make sense of it all.
Just watch what everybody else is doing and just make sure you're giving back to the society.
Oof. This is the Captain's Arena.
Are you an SME looking for a media partner? Look no more, as Lookuptv got you covered for all your visibility and marketing needs. We at Lookuptv understand your business needs and want to work with you on your marketing journey, giving you solutions that will take you to the next level. Call us today on 0707 572 358 or send an email to sales@lookuptv.co.ke and kickstart this amazing journey. Welcome to Lookuptv, your official SME media partner.
Msimu wa kuvuna chapa na tatua tatu. Kuna guaranteed 1,300 vuna cash baada ya kila nusu saa na daily vuna bonus ya 1,100 kila Jumapili. Unaweza vuna hadi nusu milioni ama tuktuk ndani ya Tatua Bonanza Live na zawadi zinginezo. Vuna chapa leo na tatua tatu. Ingia kwa M-Pesa paybill number 150 account, weka namba zako tatu za bahati, fuatiza na neno look. Amount ni shilingi 10 hadi shilingi 1,000.
Over 18s only. Gaming can be addictive. Play responsibly. BCLB number 000898.
Thank you very much for staying with us. Now, the Betting Control and Licensing Board, in collaboration with county governments, has provided food aid and water tanks to flood victims in the areas of Mavroko in Athi River, Machakos County. Now, speaking at the launch event of the tanks, the partners have called upon other non-governmental organizations to support the project, as Sonia Njiru now files.
According to Simon Mwangi, marketing manager of the betting company Bet Power, this step is aimed at giving back to the community as well as bringing relief to flood victims.
We are here today at Mavoko location, where we are initiating one of our CSR campaigns, where we give back to the community by giving food aid to the people of Mavoko and also at the river. This will target the people who have been affected, the victims of floods, and in partnership with the gaming board BCLB, with the chair lady Jen Macau, we were able to target these families and households.
Chairperson of the Gambling Control and Licensing Board, Jen Macau, stated that through the collaboration, 60 tanks have been launched intended for distribution in 14 counties affected by floods, urging other non-governmental organizations to support the project to aid flood victims.
We are partnering together with the county governments. We, as you saw in the morning today, I flagged off 60 water tanks for harvesting, that which goes to 14 counties in Kenya. Our government is doing a very good job, but also the private sector needs to support our stakeholders. And for this, I really appreciate the betting companies for coming to the aid of our fellow Kenyans.
According to Frederick Kimani, Assistant Chief of the Mavoko area, a total of 500 people have been selected to receive aid, targeting the elderly, most affected families, and people with disabilities.
Each village we have picked 100, and among the 100 that we have picked, we have selected the elderly. We have also selected the underprivileged, the families that really don't have anything, and of course we also considered the PWT. Those are the numbers that they are making 500 in total.
Sonia Njiru, Lookuptv.
If the National Assembly accepts a proposal from all 47 women representatives for tax exemption over sanitary towels, millions of underprivileged girls nationwide will receive them for free, courtesy of the government. This and more in our county run.
Wanafunzi wasichana ambao wamebalege, ambao wamefika hicho kiwango, na wakati mwingine wakati hatuna vifaa hivi shuleni, mtoto anaweza kukaa nyumbani, pengine mzazi hana pesa, kwa hivyo anaona aache kuja shule, kwa sababu sisi huwa tunawapatia, tukiletewa na wizara hii huwa tunawapatia, lakini kunakaa muda kabla tupate. Kwa hivyo ndio maana tumefurahi kama Honorable wa Muradha, kwa sababu ni wa kike kama sisi, atashughulika kila mwezi kuhakikisha kuwa wasichana wetu hawana tatizo hili tena. Wavulana wasilalamike kwa sababu wameachwa, na nafasi hii tuseme ni ya wasichana, na watasaidika na pesa hizi kwa sababu ni vile sisi tumeubwa.
Tumeungana hapa na County Commissioner wa Kiambu County na viongozi wengine wa serikali ili kuja kulaunch officially mpango ambao ni wa serikali, ambao umekuwa katika Ministry ya Education, na kwa wakati huu mpango huo umetolewa kwa Ministry ya Education na umeletwa kwa National Government Affirmative Action Fund, ambayo ndio kiti ambayo ina support ofisi ya Woman Rep. Na kwa hivyo siku hii ya leo sanitary zote za county ya Kiambu zimeshafika katika sub county zote, na kwa hivyo hapa katika Kiambu constituency Ndumberi Stadium tumekuja ili tuweze kulaunch officially hizi sanitary towels za Kiambu County ambazo naeleza kwa sasa zimefika katika sub county zote. Agano ambalo tulilo nalo na ofisi ya president, ama tulipoongea na president tukiwa viongozi wote 47 wa wamama, tulikubaliana na rais ya kwamba mpango huu wa sanitary utatolewa katika Ministry ya Education, uletwe kwa ofisi ya Gender ambayo ndio imesimamia ofisi ya Woman Rep.
Now, the Kenya National Under-17 Girls Junior Starlets is currently undergoing rigorous training at Dandora Stadium ahead of the fourth and final round of the 2024 FIFA Under-17 World Cup qualifier against Burundi. Now led by Mildred Cheche, the team will commence the first leg in Ethiopia on Sunday, June 9th, 2024, followed by a second leg played at home on June 16th, 2024.
Unajua World Cup obviously tukienda huko nje ni makoches wengi sana watakuja kutuangalia. Na you never know, maybe unaweza baki ama pia in future mtu akufuata niliona anacheza vizuri na mimi namhitaji kwa klabu yangu. So naona sasa mimi naona ita change life yangu na pia ita change life ya watu wengi sana. Kwangu mimi naona ita change life ya familia yangu, personal pia mimi ita change life yangu.
Hii ni chance watu wengi wametaka hawajapata, but mimi nimeipata na lazima niitumie, ni represent country yangu vizuri. Teammates wangu sasa kila mtu ako focused na hii game. Ukiwapata wamekaa wanaongelelea tu hii game ya Burundi na kitu na washua tunaenda kubeba na tunaenda World Cup.
To some basketball action now, and USIU Flames and Team Trendy emerged victorious at the national finals of the Red Bull Half-Court Tournament held at the USIU grounds. In the men's finals, Team Trendy relied on their experience to defeat Team Hokies 23-10 in a thrilling match that kept fans on the edge of their seats. Meanwhile, USIU Flames displayed dominance by defeating Team Amazon 39 in the semi-finals, securing a spot in the finals against Team Hokies. Now the team left nothing to chance after blazing and scorching the hopes of their opponents Team Hokies in a tightly contested 14-9 win.
We got the Raiders versus the Beatles on court number 2 about to start.
The level is very high. As you have seen, the teams that we've played, they are very competitive girls who are from different areas of the country. So the competition is quite intense for all of us. In the qualifiers, we trained a bit, 3-on-3, 5-on-5, but more of 3-on-3 because we're preparing for this. We were helped by our coaches and other of our teammates.
The playoffs are about to start soon for the 5x5 and it will be really long for us. So it's just taking care of my body, stretching and doing every other thing. That's the first thing. So then the second thing is just getting my shots up. So I know that when my body feels good and my shot feels good, my game is open and it's really hard to guard that.
Well, that was the sporting action for you, and that wraps up our bulletin at this particular moment in time. Thank you very much for making time to be with us. See you again tomorrow. Do have yourself a wonderful night, and like always, God bless.
We value your feedback and welcome your complaints about our programming and operations. Feel free to get in touch with us through 0700 893 542